Other interesting cultural news, you have a drag show on the Oregon House of Representatives floor going viral on social media. And spoiler alert, there's terrible music here as well. But if you listen on the YouTube, it probably strips the music out. So I should always watch it on the Rumble or listen on the Spotify, or as some people call it, Spotify. Doesn't sound as cool that way. Or the Apple Podcast or any of your podcast choices. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Libs at TikTok, in which she says, quote, meanwhile, at the Oregon House of Representatives, a drag show on the House floor, which I usually make fun of politicians saying they get paid to do very little. And this, they're actually earning their paycheck here because they have to sit through this hell, which some people might argue is better than my show. That's a debate in and of itself. Without too much further ado, of course, dressed in, dresses and long, bluish hair? And the other one is bald. No. That guy's sitting there looking so awkward, like, what do I do? Do I clap? Do I ignore this? Do I check my phone? Do I play one of those mobile app phone games? Probably. Do you have a seizure? No, it's affecting me to dance. I did still better than my dance skills. Low bar, though. This is the opening ceremony, they say, by Isaiah Esquire in Aqua, Florida. Almost done. I don't know what's more painful, watching this or the WNBA or The View. Very Hell is a combination of all three. Now, this went pretty viral. Got about 456,000 views and 1,000 likes. One of the first comments coming to us thanks to our favorite contrarian, The Gas Stove, which is one of the most effective accounts in terms of engagement farming because they get usually the max, or rather the largest number of responses in the comment section. Now, he says, quote, they should do this on every House chamber, gay pride flag. I'm not kidding, by the way. Getting 24 likes and 81 responses. Was he ratioed? Oh, his response here. Where the first ones comes to us thanks to Michael Duncan saying, quote, better here than in elementary schools, gaining 4 likes. Gastro says they should perform in elementary schools too, getting 2 likes. Walker, Texas Ranger says, quote, since no, and again, that's actually how it's spelled out. That's the order of the words. Got me for a second there too. Says, quote, since no work will get done with that clown show, let's close the government permanently. Now there won't be any public forum for this degeneracy. Gained 24 likes. Not technically ratioed. That's technically on par. Though a majority of these comments are, of course, ratioing him. Now going back to the main comment section, Jeremiah Watson says, quote, what on earth is this? Why do liberals love men dressing up as women? Gross, getting 688 likes. Matt Van Swole says, quote, glad to know the government officials are spending their time and tax dollars wisely. What an absolute joke this shit is. Unreal. These people don't really ever work, do they? Getting 724 likes. No, most politicians, I suspect, I don't think they do much work at all, yet alone earn their paycheck. Fresh from the front line says, quote, these mentally ill people have control of every major aspect of Oregon, from the legislature to the governor's office to the Supreme Court. Oregon is a red state controlled by 3 cities, and vote by mail is disgusting, getting 169 likes, which, again, it's usually the shitties that turn most states blue. I mean, look at Illinois, which I purposely mispronounced as a slight to the state. If you look at Illinois, county by county, it is overwhelmingly red. But it's the shitties of Chicago that turn the whole state blue. Which I'm sure, I mean, it's worked great for Chicago for 100 years. It's not like they have a crime issue or corruption issue or an issue with businesses leaving because there's so much regulation and taxation. Oh, wait, political pun, it's terrible. And that's why so many people and businesses leave in droves. Going back to the main comment section, Logan's Run says, quote, there's a picture of Trump pointing, says, that shit's why I won, getting 390 likes. Reverend Dr. Paul Walt Miller says, quote, Luke 9:54, and when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, do you want us to the command fired onto them from heaven and consume them, just as Elijah did? Unquote, getting 50 likes. Jeez Louise. Rose Fashion says, quote, why are Democrats so infuriated with infatuated with degenerate men? Getting 78 likes. I might buy some glasses. Planet of Memes, though a little disappointed. There's in fact no meme at all. This alleged Planet of Memes says, quote, this seems on par for the course for Oregon politics, getting 85 likes. Global Report says, quote, Democrats should not be allowed to be president ever again. Keep voting Republicans. Not the right grammar, but he did say Aaron got 218 likes. Just Chris says, absolutely sickening to see my Oregon tax dollars going to this shite, getting 289 likes. Informer Hub says, what's so entertaining about this? Why is it entertaining to do this crap? 134 likes. MJ Texas Patriot says, quote, you mean the House of Satan? What's wrong with the Oregon House of Representatives GOP? Got 149 likes. You're probably sleeping, doing nothing. Ryan Amacher says, quote, for so effing disgusting, this is my home state. If anyone from Florida wants to adopt me, I'm open to offers. Getting 229 likes. Fist Punch Skull says, I hear they're all gay up in Oregon. It's a meme from the Pawn Stars, but it's been edited to say, quote, I had my dick cut off. Now you have to call me a woman. And Rick goes, the best I can do is call you a dickless man. Getting 128 likes. Full-time Sober says, quote, this is effing embarrassment and horrible. What a effing disgrace. Another reminder to never go to that shithole state. Getting 70 likes. Going down more and more. Oh, this is, well, talking about Idaho. So Mount Fang has a picture of Smokey the Bear, but he has a new sign. So this Smokey the Bear is saying, quote, remember, only you can prevent Idaho from becoming California and Seattle and Portland, unquote. Getting 90 likes and my rudimentary attempt at the Smokey the Bear accent. We also have Florida One says, quote, the Oregon House of Representatives, let that sink in. Parents are doing all they can to clean out their schools and elect representatives, and they're doing this in the House of the People. No words. Getting 207 likes. Let's see here. Amish 17. Oh, the name is Amish 1979, and yet they're using the computer. They're tweeting somehow. And he has a picture of the right in front of me meme, but it's been changed to say, really, right in front of my Oregon income taxes? Getting 11 likes. Yeah, it's fascinating to see how they use resource allocation over there and spending their money. Tom Macau says, quote, this is sick. This is a waste of tax dollars. The money that was spent on this drag show could go to homeless veterans in need. Screw these sick morons. Get 149 likes, which, again, they didn't delineate or clarify in the article or the news that this was a paid engagement. It may very well have been a free way for them to start their session. Either way, it's kind of interesting that it's silly that they spend time doing that. Black Sheep American says, quote, what an embarrassment on the people's house. Just bring the devil himself in next time. Out of control. Getting 19 likes. But again, this is also the culture of Oregon. They're known for this and allegedly having a trail. Though it's not very safe. You may very well die of dysentery, so I don't recommend it necessarily. But again, it's interesting to see the culture of Oregon continue like this. We'll see if it ever actually shifts. I think in many places we are in the United States, but let me know. Do you think the average Oregonian taxpayer would be happy that, they're doing this? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.